QSD from the Denver Radio Club. Welcome to the Denver Radio Club Net, being held on repeater W0TX. This is a meeting held on air every Sunday evening at about 8:30 p.m. Good evening. My name is Jim. My call sign is Kilo Zero, Tango Oscar Romeo. I'll be your net control station transmitting from Littleton, Colorado. If there's any emergency or priority traffic during this net, say break at any pause, and the net will be suspended until the emergency or priority traffic is completed. This net is for Denver Radio Club members and all interested radio amateurs. We're here to share information concerning any ham-related activities. Regular meetings at the Denver Radio Club are held on the third Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. And with the COVID restrictions still on, we do a virtual meeting. We use Google Meets. And if you need the address to check into our monthly meeting, you can get that on our website at W0TX Or if you're on our mail list, you'll get an email that actually lists that address. Our next meeting will be on September the 15th, and an Elmer session is held at 6 p.m. just prior to our monthly meeting. And this session addresses any amateur radio questions that you might have. So whether you're new to amateur radio or interested in some new application of amateur radio, this is a session where you can get help. Also, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., except the third Wednesday when a monthly meeting is held, there's a learning net held on 145.490 megahertz and 448.625 megahertz. This is another area where you can find answers for your amateur radio related questions. As a general interest club, we provide emergency communication for the Salvation Army, the City of Wheat Ridge Police Department, the City of Lakewood Police Department, West Metro Fire District, and St. Anthony's West Hospital. We're always looking for members who would like to participate in this support. Please contact our club president if you'd like to help. Our current president is Jerry Vilhauer, W0GB. Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club website address is W0TX.org. Again, Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club also participates in the ARRL Volunteer Examiner Program. If you have a need for VE testing, if you tune into this net each Sunday night, or check our website, W0TX.org, you can find announcements for upcoming test sessions. And usually on this net, we will try and get out the word for any test sessions that we have here within the Denver Radio Club, and also other local radio clubs announce their test sessions as well. So if you're looking for a test session, stay tuned. We hope we can help you. If you need some information regarding VE testing, you can contact our VE team lead, Tom Kashowski. Tom's call is KC2CAG, and his phone number is 720-284-1911. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K0TR serving as net control. Are there special announcements or bulletins for the net this evening? If so, please call now. Before regular check-ins, I'd like to welcome and invite any visiting radio amateurs to check into the Denver Radio Club net this evening. During this net, we disable the requirement for the 100 Hz PO repeater access tone, so you can use either 145.490 megahertz with a minus 600 kilohertz offset, or 448.625 megahertz with a minus 5 megahertz offset. Are they visiting radio amateurs who'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club net tonight? If so, please call now. Next, I'd like to welcome and invite any newly licensed or recently upgraded radio amateurs to check in. Please call now. I'll now take regular check-ins in groups, and please let me know if you have traffic when you check in, and I'll get back to you. First, radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin with letters A through E, Alpha through Echo, please call now.
W.
N0DBS, Dawn, Denver, no traffic.
November 5, Charlie Mike Kilo Greg in Denver, no traffic. Whiskey Bravo 0 Alpha Kilo Victor WB0 AKV Rich running mobile tonight.
Kilo Echo 0 Alpha Bravo Ken in Lakewood, no traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 Alpha Foxtrot Quebec Troy in Denver.
All right, Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. We had some repeater identifier on the beginning there. I'm hoping that didn't cover anybody up, but what we first heard was N0 DPS Don, N5 CMK Greg, WB0 AKV Rich, KE0 AB Ken, and KF0 AFQ Troy. Make a second call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now.
W010 Delta Papa Romeo, call Rouen.
Kilo Charlie 0 Charlie Zulu, Bob and Thornton.
Kilo Alpha 5 Delta Kilo Sierra Ken in Arvada.
And Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. K0 DPR Paul, KC0 CZ Bob, KA5 DKS Ken. We'll move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now.
W0GV, Jerry Westminster. And 0GWM, Leon in Lakewood.
Kilo 6 Hotel Juliet Victor, K6H JAV, Tom Arvada, no traffic.
November 0 Golf Tango Golf Kurt in Denver, no traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Foxtrot Sierra Yankee, Dan in Denver.
Evening, everyone. Watching here on YouTube, appreciate you watching on here. Don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions or anything. On the left here, you'll see net control K0TR, and I'm just kind of scrolling through some things here. I host the Wednesday Night Net. He'll pick back up here in just a moment and call back in on any check-ins. Yeah, glad to have you here.
Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. W0GV Jerry, N0GWM Leon, K6HJV Tom, N0GTG Kurt, and KF0FSY Don. Make a second call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now. Move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes beginning letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
Kilo 0 Lima Papa Romeo Lanier in Inglewood.
Kilo Echo 0 Oscar Sierra India Tom Highlands Ranch, no traffic.
Whiskey 0 Mike Delta Kilo, Matt in Denver.
Evening, Bob. I can get you checked in here in a bit.
KD0 NRO Reed in Arvada.
Whiskey 0 Lima Foxtrot Orland and Golden, no traffic, over.
Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. K0LPR Lanier, KE0OSI Tom, W0MDK Matt, KD0NRO Reed, and WW0LF Orland. Make a second call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
Whiskey Golf 0 November, Dave in Lakewood, WG0N.
Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. WG0N Dave. Move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now.
Whiskey Bravo 2, Sierra Hotel Romeo, Stan in Denver, no traffic.
Kilo Echo 0 Romeo Victor Zulu, John in Lakewood, no traffic.
November 0 Tango Romeo Papa, Jim in Lakewood, good evening.
Kilo Bravo 9er, Quebec Delta Golf, KB 9er, QDG, Carl, Lakewood, no traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 Charlie Lima Sierra, Mike and Golden.
So this is my main screen here, just real quick behind the scene here. Some craziness to the some audio controls and audio inputs, outputs, and the streaming things here, and some buttons here potentially. So just real quick.
Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. WB2SHR Stan. I believe I had a double. I got KE0RVZ John. Next I got N0TRP Jim. And KB9er QDG Carl. And KF0CLS Mike. Make second call for radio amateurs. This call suffixes beginning in letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now. Moving down the alphabet, radio amateurs call suffixes begin letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call now.
KF0UV, Marshall and Glendale.
Kilo 0 Yankee Echo Sierra, Kid at Broomfield.
Kilo Delta 0 Whiskey Papa Quebec, Tom and Aurora.
November 0 X-Ray Romeo X-Ray, Mark in Arvada.
WD0 CIV, WD0 CIV, Charles and Denver, no traffic.
Kilo Echo 0 Yankee Kilo Victor, Bill in Lakewood.
Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KF0UV Marshall, K0YES Jim, KD0WPQ Tom, N0XRX Mark, WD0CIV Charles, and KE0YKV Bill. Make second call for radio amateurs. This call suffixes begin letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call now. All right, we'll open up the entire alphabet, A through Z, suffixes, call signs, suffix call signs beginning with A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now.
Kilo Echo 0 Papa, Mark, no traffic.
This is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie K1 DBC Daron. Also checking in Whiskey Alpha 4 Mike Bravo Golf Bob.
Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KE0P, Mark, K1DBC, Drone, and WA4MBG, Bob. Be a chance for late check-ins a little later in the net. And at this time, I'd like to invite our club president, Jerry Howard, W0GB, cover club business. Go ahead, Jerry, the net is yours.
All right, Jim. Well, thanks for doing the net. Welcome, everybody. I got 2 or 3 notable things here, I guess, to put out. First off, our DRC annual meeting will be September 15th, our next meeting, and that'll be our annual meeting and election of officers. Second thing, the Colorado CUSO party is coming up on us quick here. It's September 4th and 5th from 1300 Zulu to 0400 Zulu on September 5th. And to find more information about that, just Google Colorado CUSO party, and you'll get all the information and tell you about it. And encourage HF operators to get on there and make yourself known. The third thing is the Wyoming ARRL convention is coming up in October, and that's October 9th, and it'll be at the Archer Complex Event Center in Cheyenne. So it's not too far away, and encourage everybody to put that on your calendar and go support our ham neighbors to the north. So that's October 9th. A month plus off, but good to know about it. And that's all I got. So back to you, Jim. W0GV.
W0GV, this is K02R. Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate that. And I don't see anyone that indicated they had traffic when they checked in. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K02R, Net Control Station. Does anyone have any other comments, information, or business for the net? If so, please call out.
Don't ever hesitate to check into your local nets. These nets late at night on Sundays may seem a little bit sleepy, but...
All right, do we have any late check-ins? Please call now.
Passing information.
All right, I'll go through and cover the contest coming up this coming weekend. And let's see, first one we have on the calendar here is the Russian RTTY Worldwide Contest. That begins on September the 4th at 0 hour Zulu, goes through September the 4th until 23:59 hours Zulu. That's on 80 through 10 meters, and that is a digital contest. Next, we have the All Asian DX Contest. That begins on September 4th at 0 hour Zulu, goes through September 5th until 23:59 hours Zulu. That's on 80 through 10 meters. That is a phone contest. Next, we have Wake Up QRP Sprint. That one begins on September 4th at 0600 hours Zulu, goes through September 4th until 0600 hours Zulu. Whoops. 0800 hours Zulu, sorry. And that's on 40 through 20 meters, and, or I should say 40 and 20 meters, and that is a CW contest. Next we have a CW Ops, CW Open. That begins on September 4th at 1200 hours Zulu, goes through September 4th until 1559 hours Zulu. That's on 160 through 10 meters, and that is a CW contest. And I see that that contest shows up a number of times. Earlier it showed it started at 0 hour Zulu, goes through 0359 hour Zulu, and then again it shows up again later. So there's 3 segments of that contest, I guess, just to be aware of that. Next we got the 2 meter classic sprint. It begins on September 4th at 1300 hour Zulu, go through September 4th until 1330 hour Zulu. That is on 2 meters. That's a CWN phone contest. And next we have the AGCW Straight Key Party. That begins on September 4th at 1300 hour Zulu, goes through September 4th until 1600 hour Zulu. That's on 40 meters. That is a CW contest. And next we have the one that Jerry mentioned, the Colorado QSO Party. It begins on September 4th until 1300 hours. It starts at 1300 hour Zulu and runs till September 5th until 0400 hour Zulu. That's on all bands, and that's a CW phone and digital contest. And next we have the IARU Regional 1 Field Day, and that begins on September 4th at 1300 hour Zulu, goes through September 5th until 1259 hour Zulu. That is on 160 through 10 meters. That is a phone contest. Next we have the RSGB Single Sideband Field Day. Begins on September 4th at 1300 hour Zulu, goes through September 5th until 1300 hour Zulu. That's on 80 through 10 meters, and that is a phone contest. Sorry about that. Had to clear the throat. And next we got RSGB Single Sideband Field Day. That begins on September 4th at 1300 hour Zulu, go through September 5th until 1300 hour Zulu. That's 80 through 10 meters. That's a phone contest. Next, the IARU Region 1 145 megahertz contest. That begins on September 4th at 1400 hour Zulu, goes through September 5th until 1400 hour Zulu. That's on 2 meters, and that's CW phone and digital contest. And next we have the PODXS 070 Club J. Hudak Memorial. That begins on September 4th at 2000 hour Zulu, goes through September 5th until 2000 hour Zulu. That's on 80 meters, and that's a digital contest. And next we have WAB 144 megahertz QRO phone contest. That begins on September 5th at 1000 hour Zulu, goes through September 5th until 1400 hour Zulu. That's on 2 meters. That's a phone contest. And next we have the Tennessee QSO Party. That begins on September 5th at 1800 hour Zulu, goes through September 6th until 0300 hour Zulu. They say that's on all bands. That's a CW phone and digital contest. And as Jerry also mentioned earlier, the Wyoming ARL Section Convention, that's going to be held on October 8th and 9th, primarily on the 9th. The 8th is primarily a business meeting. That's a Friday, and that begins at 6 p.m. And then Saturday, the 9th, beginning at 0700. I still have not seen a listing of presentations that'll be made, but they do indicate that they will have vendors there, and they'll have a swap meet. So we'll try and get an update to that as soon as possible and pass that on.
Hope anyone on our Gulf coasts are doing okay here.
I guess at this time that's
all this
the most that I see. I have had some rumors about the Adams County Fairground or Adams County Hamfest begin in February of 2022, but haven't been able to confirm that yet. So I'll stand by until I get a confirmation. We'll pass that on to you as well. Two other reminders, the High Noon Net, they meet daily at 12 noon with early check-ins at 11:30. They meet on a frequency of 7.240 megahertz, which is on a 40-meter band. And Salvation Army Saturnet, they meet at 1500 hours Zulu, that's 9 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. And they meet Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on a frequency of 14.325 megahertz, which is on the 20-meter band.
N0GTG.
N0GTG. Yes, go ahead, Kurt.
On the Adams County Swap Fest, according to the Aurora Repeater Association website, says the date will be February 20 of 2022 at the Adams County Fairgrounds. More info as it becomes available.
Very good. Appreciate that, Kurt. I heard that was possible, so glad to hear that's going to happen. So that will be, looks like first Ham Fest that's going to open up here within the Denver area. So we look forward to that. One to celebrate. Thanks for that, Kurt. The Denver Radio Club maintains the following repeaters for use by all radio amateurs: a 147.330 megahertz with a positive offset, a 145.490 megahertz with a negative offset, a 224.380 megahertz with a negative offset, a 449.350 megahertz with a negative offset, a 448.625 megahertz with a negative offset, a 447.825 megahertz with a negative offset. Our digital turbo repeater operating on Brandmeister on 446.7875 megahertz with a negative offset, and our C4 FM digital repeater on 449.775 megahertz with a negative offset. The 447.825 megahertz repeater is configured for narrowband FM. That requires a digital coded squelch of 073. There are two repeaters on 147.330 megahertz. The repeater in Lakewood requires a 100 hertz PL tone, and the second repeater located east near Franktown requires a 131.8 hertz PL tone. We have a second repeater on the same frequency out east to improve coverage along the Front Range and into the canyons. However, having two repeaters on the same frequency with two different frequency propagations, we ask that you monitor the frequency to assure neither is in use prior to making your call. The 449.350 megahertz repeater provides wide area coverage, and this repeater hosts our Echolink station, W0TX, node number 4140. And the 448.625 megahertz repeater is linked with the 145.490 megahertz repeater. Each repeater requires a 100 hertz PL tone for activation, except as noted, and each uses standard offsets. And for packet, we have the 145.050 megahertz gateway on 2 meters that is interconnected with the 14.105 megahertz gateway on 20 meters for packet QSO. And we have a 6-meter repeater on 53.09 megahertz with an input on 52.09 megahertz with a required 102.2 hertz PL tone. Your support of the Denver Radio Club is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to participate in any of the many club activities, please contact our club president, Jerry Howard, W0GV. I'd like to thank everyone for checking into the Denver Radio Club Net tonight. Your support is greatly appreciated. I hope you all have a great week. 7-3. And tonight we had a
He'll be back here in a second. I like that.
Sorry about that. The fan blew my sheet of paper away. total of 36 check-ins. And the Denver Radio Club W0TX Net is closed at 9:05, and repeater is available for regular use. This is K0TR your net control station. And please stand by a moment while I return the PL tone to the repeater.
PL on.
This is K0TR. I'll be clear. Good night all.
All right, thanks for anyone who's stuck around here on the YouTube. Appreciate that. Yeah, just sharing some of the perspective here of what potential net control looks like. K0TOR is a little bit old school. He does things on pen and paper, but I totally respect that. I have no qualms with that, really. So, yeah. You know, just bringing up some things here, just that he had brought up, some of the HamCons and some of the fests coming up. Yeah, hopefully everyone's doing well on the different coasts here. Hopefully everyone's evacuating as much as possible. Yeah, get a hold of your local Aries nets, your local clubs. Also looking at this website, tindie.com. They sell products that hackers, just electronics enthusiasts, people that are encouraged to make these products, make them and can sell them. So tindie.com, backed by the website hackaday.com. We've spoken about it quite a bit. So, yeah. Appreciate everyone sticking around here this evening for the Denver Radio Club, just general net here for Sunday night. We'll join again Wednesday, this coming up Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time. It looks like September the 1st. So same link here on youtube.com, and we'll see you then. So appreciate everyone checking in and participating here. So everyone take care. Have a good evening.
NBC Television.